Hi.
Hello.
Hey. What's up?
Uh,
Are you okay?
she's like, girl?
Hi. You're not saying anything.
I,
Hello.
I'm sorry, it's been so really long since I've seen you.
Yeah, it's kind of been a long time since I've seen anyone, to be fair, but yeah. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff all organized and labeled and everything in here, so. I was doing it the other day, but then other people were doing it, and then it was, just trying to organize things and stuff.
Well, I can leave you to it if you want and leave you alone.
It can wait. It's not insanely important. I'm just hanging out in here, to be honest. Are you on shift right now? Is there a bunch of stuff going on?
No, I'm the only one on duty, so I'm scared to go out because every time someone goes alone, they get shot the fuck up, so.
That's fair. That's kind of how it is on later night shifts, from what I remember, so.
Yeah. Plus, Jericho's being weird, so.
Why is she being weird?
I don't know. She said she
Just.
has plans, and then she just completely don't know about me. And I tried calling her 8 times, and she sent me 2 voicemail.
She's just texting me a minute ago.
What the fuck?
Hey, what are you doing? Why are you not answering other calls?
Oh god, she's gonna know.
Oh, I was also texting you and Mikey at the same time. That's fun and stuff. Yeah, no, I'm working currently. I'm hanging out with Reyna in the lab thing.
Sarah and I actually get to RP, which is kind of sick.
She doesn't look like she wants to murder you, so it's
I might
probably fine.
actually.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, I scratched that last statement I just said.
She's
No,
donut-walling me for no reason.
I was testing something and you answered. What? Well, you. What if? What do you mean 5 minutes? What do you mean 5 minutes?
What does that mean?
Oh. She said see you in 5 minutes. So, like, see both of us in 5 minutes. So, I'm assuming that means she's on her way here.
Oh, awesome.
I solved it, though. Look at that. Now she's on the way. She said she was hanging out at the skate park.
Figures.
I guess she was trying to meet up with Mikey, which I'm texting you, her, and Mikey at the same time. Oh yeah, she basically said that she answered because she was in the middle of sending text or something.
Gotcha. So, okay. It's been. I'm trying to think the last time I saw you was. Oh, right after Grayson came back, you were around for like a little while. After Eric died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was around the same time that I took a case in Vice for a bit.
Mm-hmm. What's the sad vibes?
I mean,
They're old
there's
friends.
been a lot of things that changed since then, so.
Yeah, I kind of gathered that. I kind of knew something was up, because, you know, I've seen certain people around this department with, other people, so I kind of figured something was going on when they weren't with you.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's lots of other things that changed too, because you're in a trooper uniform now.
Oh, that. I don't know. How do I put this? When you were taking that case in Vice, I think it was after like a few weeks after you left. I had been kind of running around the city with people and Jericho.
Hold on, cursing out my brother.
Okay. And the more that I was around Watts and Jericho, the more I wanted to be the one that took off on calls with them. And then the more that I thought about it, the more I was like,
Hello?
I could.
Why are you a dumbass?
Okay, that's. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, I could kind of do that. And what better than someone filled with trauma that could help people with their trauma in active duty? And I actually am not a bad shot.
That's good, because you will definitely run into situations like that.
I haven't been shot yet. It's been a month.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. But, besides Jericho, you, Bishop, all of them, all the females in the last department, after it kind of broke off, we went to Brooklyn. And I was telling Jericho that I wanted to get my record expunged, and a judge in New York did that for me. I was dealing with a lot of voices in my head at the time, and it was very bad, but I made it, obviously.
I can see that. Just that you're standing here is a accomplishment in itself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Then I got in the academy, and I learned some stuff in New York. We transferred to a different state, and then that one was really bad, and they were teaching me the wrong things, so we transferred to this state.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like this department has its stuff together. It seems like it's pretty good. I've only been technically working here for like less than a week, but from what I've heard from Win is that it's pretty good. So
It is pretty good. I'm really happy here. But there are people that, you know, used to work in the old department that work here. And departments before that as well. So it feels familiar. If we hadn't left Los Santos that first time to go to New York, I feel like it would have been very close to this.
yeah, I think so. Maybe one day I will eventually try it again, but for right now I'm comfortable right here. Also can't really do a lot of the tasks that everyone else can. So that kind of puts a halt on that. So I can do stuff around here, but that's really about it. Plus, I mean, I got a degree in forensics originally, so may as well use it more than I did before.
That's fair. I'm gonna say something kind of sappy, because I never got to tell you, and I got this far, surprisingly. Without everything that you did for me through the Eric stuff and the dealing with finding me where you found me in the winter and all of that bullshit that we were dealing with at the time, if you weren't so good at your job, I would not be here right now. So thank you. Because besides Jericho, you're like the one that actually helped me through it. And all that shit that you went through, that you stated you went through at least, all that that you've gone through with Eric and the interrogation and all that, it came out to something, and you did good in the world, and you saved a lot of people from dying in the hands of a psychopath. And Terry, is also part of this department as a cop, which is a shocker, I know. He's a little asshole still.
Huh? You got hired?
He did. So,
Okay.
basically, what I'm saying in the worst way possible of explaining it is that you and Jericho and Win and all the people of that department who helped us in those situations of tortures and kidnappings and beating people with hammers, and that all amounted to something. And if it weren't for all of you, I would not be standing here right now the way I am.
Well, I can say that I am very proud of you because, I mean, it wasn't just all of us, because you had to also, be brave and get through all of that too. It's kind of like a two-way thing, essentially, because I can provide all the tools and stuff needed, right? And I can try and help out as best as I can, but you sticking through it and pushing yourself and continuing each day is also a factor in that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Well, I'm sure Jericho is, and everyone else is too. But I am proud of how far you've came and everything. Even if you didn't want to be a cop, I would still be proud because you still got so far from when I first met you.
If you don't want to talk about what happened to you the last few months, you don't have to. But it has been 8 months since I've seen you. And a lot of time.
Well, the last month has been basically me turning my phone off and not talking to anybody for a little bit. So
Understandable.
that's just been a lot of me time, I guess. Right? Yeah. Um. I don't know. Long story short, I don't want to air out all that kind of stuff. We're just not together anymore. So, at the end of the day, I just want her to be happy. So, she's off doing whatever is making her happy. And I'm not going to get in the way of that. So, there's more or less to that. Yeah.
I got you. No, you don't have to talk about it.
Before that, I guess, there was like a really long time ago when I was still a cadet, just doing all my training and stuff like that. I think I was phase 3, so I was just driving around solo at the time, and my brother Spencer came to San Andreas just out of nowhere. It was very odd, very strange. But I was happy to see him. He just randomly came back, but there was loose ends, I guess, that was also attached to that, where apparently he racked up a very large debt to a company in Las Venturas, and he came to where I was in an attempt to hide, and it turned into this giant investigation where this casino group was like after him or something like that. They like followed him around and stalked him for a while. They ended up hurting him at one point, but they kind of went off the radar for a little while. And I got wind of a lead on that group around the time that I started not showing around as much. But it was in Los Venturas, so I just took that assignment and went out there and kind of looked around to try and figure it out and stuff. So I was back and forth a lot during that time. So I was mostly there. Um, I got the lead. Uh, but best way to describe it without going too in detail is that the person I had the lead on also knew that I had the lead on them. And they were a very violent group.
Oh. Okay.
So Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of feeling in my right arm as much currently. I've been doing a lot of like physical therapy and stuff like that to try and mend that a little bit. Dealing with very annoying memory problems sometimes, and my vision isn't the greatest, but it is what it is. All wounds can heal over some period of time, so
True.
that's
I found Blasco.
Ah, the man just resigned.
Yep, and he's taking sexy hot pictures of supercars with other people who have supercars. I'm not gonna lie, the last two cars are throwing it off and it's pissing me off. Are you even getting any calls?
Speeding vehicles. That is it.
Yeah, considering these pictures, you ain't catching a fucking thing.
I could barely catch Mikey, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. He said he was taking it easy on you.
I know.
And then he had to actually drive when everybody else started popping up.
Theo, I'm a shit tier driver.
It takes time. Everything takes time. You thought you were a shit tier cop.
I still am.
you sound like
You
Jericho.
do paperwork better than I do.
I wonder why I sound like Jericho. Sound like we live together
I
and
was
things.
a very not confident cadet. And
Yeah, I know you
then-
talk shit on yourself constantly.
Bro, I grew though. I'm a good bean now.
To be
You know,
fair, I
a
haven't really
couple-
been around, but so I don't know.
Even before you went off and did what you did, there'd be like late shifts with me and Watts, and it just kind of like motivated me to become more independent and stop shitting on myself. And then, you know, I got on shift by myself and got shot the hell. That was fun.
That was really fun to be at the ER with you too, fucking bitch.
Because I totally asked to get shot over a stolen car. Fantastic time. Would recommend. But I've been, you know, standing on my own 2 feet, teaching other people how to do the same, apparently. But I'm never FTOing again because fuck that noise. I like being irresponsible. But I have way more confidence in myself now.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of having her do the same. You be a cop long enough, fake it till you make it. And I can still stumble in certain situations. I'm not perfect.
Or you can get yelled at by random motherfuckers that yell at you for not being primary when they all took the chase. Lovely. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Yes. Sure.
Reyna does
I'm
not
going
fucking
to
care.
yeet my email now.
Jericho, did I miss anything?
I'm sorry?
I gave her a little recap of New York and the other department and how he left that department and dealing with getting rid of the voices. Oh, Theo, do you know how I got rid of the voices? You want to hear this shit?
Drinking.
No.
Sure.
It's quite the wildest story. So I went to a convenience store, a 7-Eleven, if you will, and I walked in to get a milkshake, and a guy tried robbing it while I was in there with a gun, and he shot me and the clerk. I was shot in the leg. The clerk was shot in like the shoulder, I think. That part's a little blurry, but
Something like that.
I took the clerk's gun, and I attempted to go and get his gun out of the way because he was knocked on his ass because the clerk shot back. And I crawled my way over there because it tore through the flesh of my leg, so I could not move without hurting an artery. And I crawled over there, and as I reach the guy, he starts moving. And I kick both the guns away towards the clerk behind the convenience store counter. And the guy starts beating the shit out of me, and I beat the shit out of him. And I'm bleeding like a bitch, and this part is blurry, but we both ended up on the ground. He was unconscious, I was barely conscious, but I was able to realize that the clerk called the cops and they started running in. And oh god, I have a 911 call now. Anyways, so he was arrested and all that, and I realized that as I was laying there bleeding out that I couldn't hear my dad anymore, or Oliver. And it was very quiet and calm. And the guy didn't die, but I think taking on that guy single-handedly and realizing that I actually did have what it takes to be better than he ever thought I could be. And I actually could be the prodigy kid that he thought Oliver was. I think all that kind of got into my brain finally. That I wasn't the scared 14-year-old dying in a fire. And it's very strange to think about that I've come this far, and I've actually lived through a death, and my father's death, and I went down to that morgue where my father was after Jericho killed him. I looked him in the cold dead face, and I mean, I'm kind of proud of it, but I told him to get fucked. And then I walked away.
Nerd.
What? It's a good moment, bro. Leave me alone.
Bro, also, you need to be better with your wording. I didn't kill him.
Well, okay.
You sound like a murderer.
Alright, so did I ever tell you what happened? He literally came at me with his fist trying to knock me out.
I mean, Ford, Watts, Burnett.
We did like a mini stakeout
that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all responded to that, and they knew that I was going, and I told them that you were meeting your dad, and if shit popped off, that I was gonna be right there, and he pulled the gun, I pulled the gun. I shoot faster.
Yeah, so you shot him then. So you killed him.
It was self-defense.
Okay, but you want to know the best part, Theo?
You still killed him,
That-
technically.
She did.
I hate it here.
That man.
What do you want it to be called? I'm confused.
Self-defense. I was saving 2 civilians from getting shot and killed.
Terry and I were there.
It was, but he still died. So
He
there's
did.
no... He didn't get self-defense.
Good night, Tyler.
He got
I'm
killed.
calling it that.
Okay. All right. Let her call it that. So, the thing that makes me laugh now, the part that made me freaked out, but it makes me laugh now, is that man had a gun pointed at him. And I didn't even pull mine yet, because I was right in front of him. But with his dying wish, he still wanted to kill me instead of defending himself. He aimed that gun at me and was ready to knock me the fuck out. Point blank. And that just, it fucking blows my mind. That he hated me that much. Why is she leaving? Oh, she's parking. Okay. But, I don't know. It's, It hasn't been easy. He literally is the reason that I have confidence issues, even doing things that I know how to do. But I'm managing. And you seem like you're managing because you're a very strong person, and I know that because I've seen you in action.
Yeah, I am managing is a good way to put that. That's all you really can do.
Mhm.
I mean, I was already dealt the cards, so now I just gotta figure out how to play them.
Exactly. I was already dealt the cards, so I have to figure out how to play them. That's a quote!
But time heals everything. Sometimes it's a lot longer than you would like it to be.
True.
So. It is what it is. For right now, I'm just working here. Trying to get money up so I can buy my own things and stuff, because for a long time after I got hurt, to be honest, I was just kind of freeloading it with when she was just paying for the house, paying for my car, paying for everything. So I'm just trying to get money to pay off some stuff and start doing my own thing.
That's good. Managing.
Yeah, basically. Just managing. But this job pays kind of a lot, so that's nice.
Pretty. Yeah, it pays way too much.
Yeah, I need to save up some money because I have a lot of defaulted debt.
Okay. Dead ass, though?
Hmm?
Are you actually okay?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, so.
I mean, sure, there's nothing you could do about it, but at the same time, it's okay not to be alright. I'm the queen of not being okay.
Yeah, I mean, dealing with like therapy like 4 times a week currently, physical therapy and just normal therapy, and then not exactly being able to drive myself sometimes when my arm is acting up a lot is kind of frustrating, but
It can be a lot.
me and her were together for a very long time, so I just kind of adapted to doing everything as a pair. So I'm having to relearn how to do a lot of things as an individual person. And starting over isn't necessarily a fun thing. So,
No, it really isn't.
like I said, though, at the end of the day, um, letting her go means that she could be happy and do her own thing. So I'm not gonna be in the way of that. I'm not gonna prevent someone else's happiness when she is going to obviously be happy elsewhere.
Right. But it's also okay to be angry at the situation. Not at her, just at the situation.
Not necessarily angry, it's just more upset, I guess, and just having to relearn things. I was very dependent for a little bit there, just living off of her money, just hanging out in the house, not really doing a whole lot. She was pretty much the only person I talked to about everything, so
yeah.
Just restarting. To be honest, I don't think, at least right now, I don't want to get into any kind of relationship or any kind of dating or anything like that. Just, I don't want to say forever, because I don't know what I'll want in like 5 years or whatever, but I'm just not interested in anything at all.
I mean, that's valid. It's also, in my opinion, as someone who was alone for a lot of their life, being alone is not a bad thing. You have to learn to adjust to being alone, but it's also can be a really good thing. Independency can be good.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'm just doing my own thing, whatever that is, and working.
That's good, at least. I found something, by the way. So, when you were doing that in and out of the city thing, right after Oliver died, I found in my phone notes that I actually had written down that I needed to tell you so that I could keep up with everything and I wouldn't miss anything and I'd keep you updated. Because don't freak out if I say this. I'm just saying this because someone else said it to me and it's kind of funny, but at the same time, just don't freak out. They said that you were more of a mother figure to me than my own mother.
Why would I freak out over that?
Listen, some people don't like to be called mothers, okay? I don't know.
No, I mean, I get it.
This is from...
I feel like a poor mother figure, I guess,
What?
because I was gone for so long, but
hey,
I understand it.
That's not your fault, bro. You were dealing with other shit. And to be fair, if you had dealt with me during that time, you probably would have wrung my neck. I'm not gonna lie. You probably hear this from Jericho if you ever catch her alone and talk to her about it. I was, wasting away after Oliver died. I was riding a bicycle around the city every day. Just vibing in my misery. Not eating, not drinking. Getting very, very weak and skinny. And I was gonna waste away if Jericho didn't pull me out of my shit and tell me to get the fuck up. And it took me getting hit by a car, getting out of my car, where I could barely see straight, and I was getting very, very dizzy and weak, and my body was shaking. It took that for people to actually notice that I was actually really bad. And that's what brought Jericho into my life more, because she realized that I had a very ill will to be around. and Terry was in a depressive hole, and Zell was in a mental institution trying to get better from all the shit that Eric did to him, and Oliver was dead. And I did not feel... I felt very alone. And that's... I'm not saying that to blame anybody. I'm saying that as I hit the lowest point I could. And then Watts and Jericho yanked me from that mindset so that I was still existing when you were able to come back. So you aren't a shitty anything, okay? You're dealing with a lot, and I know that, and everyone else knows that. And that's not on you. And these notes on my phone, they say, tell Theo, dash, that I left your apartment 2 days after I stayed there because I felt like a burden. And I was sleeping in alleyways because I couldn't sleep in my apartment because Oliver's blood was in the bathroom and I couldn't bring myself to clean it up. So I refused to go home. I could not clean up the blood and I could not stay at your apartment. So I left. And I was riding a bike around, sleeping in my car. And I was arrested for stealing a bus. Surprise. I stole a bus. And Watts interrogated me, and I was like, I fucking stole it, bro. Just put me in jail. So he put me in jail. Eric was in jail at the time on a 5150. And he followed me around. DOC was aware, and they were my bodyguards. It was very scary. He circled me like an animal with its prey. And I was surrounded by all these DOC people. There was like 5 of them that kept us separated. And my time was up. And as I'm walking into the building to leave, he's walking out. And I pass him. And I get very mad just being near him. And I growl at him and I tell him that he killed Oliver. And he followed me inside. I had a clipboard. I was signing out my stuff. And he came back in and said, "What did you say?" And I said, I repeated what I said. And Eric looked me in the eyes. And he said that it was a shame because Oliver should have studied harder and then maybe he would have known he was dying. I took my clipboard and I threw it at him. But he was already walking away, so I missed. And that's the 2 notes that I have written here. Because after that, I apparently stopped writing little notes. Because after that, I was wasting away, so what did it matter? I have it written on my notebook here.
Well, you do matter. For one. And 2, like, the first thing I said was the fact that you're still just standing here after having to go through all the stuff that you did go through is proof enough of how strong you are and how brave you are of having to deal with all of that and still being able to push through it still right now.
That could be flipped on you too, you know that, right?
I mean, I'm not really overcoming anything like what you had to go through. I'm dealing with a breakup, so that's.
Yeah, but on top of that, you're dealing with therapy and having injuries and dealing with your brain forgetting things and dealing with a lot of shit that you yourself have to overcome as well. Because injuries just don't go away. I was kidnapped and tortured by somebody while you were gone, and that was fun. But I guess out of everything, tough times never really last, but tough people do. And you're one of those people because you had to deal with a lot as well. It's never just a breakup, it's a bunch of other things tied into it as well. Because it was never just a dad that was bothering me, it was all the shit that he was doing and all the shit that everyone else was doing. There's stuff that's always swept up together in a pile, and you have to go through it and dismiss each one and get through the trauma of each one and what happened to you. And being in pain mentally and physically is something that you have to overcome, regardless of what it is. You can't just brush it off and say that it doesn't matter or exist or that you don't have that much to overcome, because the minute that you start dismissing it, the minute it becomes more, it has more of a bigger hold on you, I guess, is a better way to say that. So, I don't know. It's never just a little thing. There's always a bunch of things tied into everything. So yeah, you tie into that. You're good, Bug. Sorry, it's been a long time since I was able to talk to somebody like this, because Jericho already knows everything, and not many people know what I've been through, so it's been a very, very long time since I was able to actually...
You don't have anything to apologize for. You don't need to apologize. I can't think of a single thing that you would even need to apologize for, to be honest.
That's fair.
I will overcome and deal with all the things I'm dealing with at some point, because they will heal and it'll be fine, but it's just going to be a very long time, I think, until that happens. So, in the meantime, I'm just going to work here, get some shifts in, get some money, get my own place, get my own car. And just go from there, to be honest.
Yeah, step by step. I am sorry that I wasn't a cop and could help you at the time.
What? You don't need to apologize for that either. What do you mean?
I just... I think the one thing that I regret is that I took too long to decide that I wanted to be a cop.
But you have all the time in the world to make those kind of decisions.
Yeah, but at the same time, that old department who was running it and in it, it was just so solid.
Yeah, it had its flaws,
It
but
did.
for the most part, it was solid.
And this one's pretty solid too. I'm not saying it's not. There are some very familiar faces. But
To be honest, I don't even know who's in the department really. I just kind of float around in here. I've done like 2 shifts here so far.
gotcha.
I've met, well, the people I already know. So there's McDonald's, you, Jericho. I think Dawn's around here somewhere too. I
Dawn,
think.
yep.
Win is a given. I met her boss or something named Staten, I guess.
Yep.
I met someone named Detective Kalesha the other day. That's really about it. To be honest, I haven't really talked to anyone else.
There's a few in the department. Some are better than others. But that's a joke. Not really. It's a joke.
Are you sure it was a joke?
Mostly it's a joke, kind of. But, I mean, there was I think Ford is still here. He's a probie. Like I said, my father, I don't know if you know, he adopted me, but my uncle father is also a probie.
Yeah, you were saying that.
There's not that many people besides that. Maybe one day we can get Bishop, but other than that.
Yeah, Bishop would be nice to see over here.
Yeah, Cole's here too, actually, but I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah, he kind of does that. He did that in another state too. He would either be around a lot or be around not at all. And he was also incredibly shy.
Yeah, that man is. He was in the other department with us before this one, and he became a sergeant faster than anybody because he was just no-lifing the shit out of his job.
Yeah, he has potential. He just needs to like show up and put in the work.
But other than that, that's kind of it. I bet though people might start trickling in eventually.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see some old faces. Well, I will be around here to watch everyone come into the department and everything, and I will take all the evidence and process it for everyone.
Perfect. We need more of that, to be honest. I had to process so much before.
Yeah, now I can do it.
Perfect. It's so frustrating sometimes because all you want to do is match shit and it doesn't match.
Yeah, I don't really know how the system works here. I just run it and hand it back to people. I was kind of hoping it'd be similar to what I'm used to, but it is different. So,
Is it a bad different or good different?
it's new different, I guess. I don't know. I like it. But I also like the old way where we could like review it through the MDT and look for matches and stuff.
Yeah. I feel like there's so much that I wanted to tell you, and then the moment came, and I literally blanked. Because,
Well, it's also kind of late, so.
usually I'm on crackhead shit, so I'm usually like...
Well, it's not like I won't ever talk to you again or anything. I work here now, so I'll be around a lot more.
True, but like, I don't think an opportunity is ever gonna come where there's literally nobody on duty. I already clocked off because I'm just standing here. So, I don't think an opportunity is gonna come like this again where I can freely talk without everybody being like, oh shit, what do you mean?
Well, that's when we just all hang out off duty. I mentioned to, I think it was you and Jericho, that we should all hang out off duty, but I kind of mentioned it, saying like me, you, AJ, Win, Mikey, like a bunch of people, could all hang out. To be honest, I haven't even seen Win in like a month and a half now, I think. So I don't.
Oh shit.
We have texted each other once. To be fair, I mean, I still have a text from her, and I just haven't said anything because I don't know what to say.
Is it you don't know what to reply?
Yeah. Like a week ago, I just texted her. I think I was drunk when I sent it because I don't really remember sending it, and I kind of just wanted to leave her alone and not interfere with anything that she's trying to do. Just because, I don't know, like if she's in the middle of trying to do something and then I text her and throw off her mood or something, I don't want that. But I texted her saying, "Hope you're doing well." And then she said, "Hey," or she said, "Hey, you, congrats on the job. I heard the news. I'm doing all right. Hope you're doing okay." And then I just didn't say anything in response.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know what there is to say. I could be like, I don't know. She's like, "Hope you're doing all right," but I'm not gonna text her and tell her, "Oh, actually, I'm not," because then she's gonna stress out and worry and make herself upset about it. Uh, if I tell her I am doing fine, then I'm not someone that's gonna lie to her. So I'm just not responding.
I mean, that's probably better in that sense. In that sense, then.
Yeah, I think so too. If I need to tell her anything, I will. But right now, I don't. I can't think of anything productive to say. Not productive. That's the wrong word. Um, I don't know. I'm just trying to let her live her life however she wants to do it, and I'm not going to get in the way.
Yeah, I get that. It's not a bad thing to do either. I had something, and then I lost it. Oh. Well, you remember how Grayson came back to life, apparently?
I think so.
Yeah, I've seen that episode before. Anyways, he came back. We found him, Wynn and McDonald's found him stealing cars, uh, in the old city. And they called me to collect him. And he and T kind of hit it off. I was more wary because I didn't know he was alive at all. So he apparently was keeping tabs on the Shaw name in obituaries and found Oliver's and saw my name as what's the word, preceding kin or next of kin or whatever, still alive kin, that thing. So
Next of kin, yeah.
yeah. So he found us, and T threw a party to try and help him adjust, and he stood T up. And then he was just kind of MIA between everything, and he lives with Jericho and I, so does Zell and T. But it was very strange the way that he had handled it. And Jericho's very suspicious of him because she thinks that he's putting on this facade of being the scared, innocent 19-year-old, 18-year-old. But I don't know. I'm kind of in between because I can see where she sees that, and then T said I could only give this kid so many chances before he fucking dick stomps on it all. So they're both kind of iffy on what he's actually around for or what he actually is here for, because he didn't show up in the last city at all when Zell did. And he was kind of MIA. And now he just showed up and was like, yeah, I'll take a place to live. And it was very sus. And it just feels, I guess, ingenuine. And maybe I'm just paranoid because the last family member that came back to life tried to kill us all with a hammer. But
I don't think you're paranoid. I think it's justified. He's being a little odd and weird.
yeah, but he also could just be traumatized like everybody else in our family.
That could also be the case. I think that's just gonna be a conversation for you guys to just sit him down and just be like, what's going on? Just call him out on it. And it'll be a difficult conversation, but probably a needed one.
Not wrong.
I might clock off shift, to be honest. I'm tired and there's nothing to analyze forensic wise.
No, there's nothing going on.
Let me see, actually. I don't think I have anything in the lab. Hopefully. Yeah, no.
Jericho went to bed.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm about to do the same. I'm exhausted right now, which is a surprise because usually I am never sleeping.
Same. Yeah, I figured if someone clocked on, I would go out there. Because I genuinely have the sinking feeling that I'm about to be fucking murked. But I'll just go home, I guess, because I can't be fucked. But I'll see you around, I guess, because now you're around more in the place I work all the time because I'm here every day.
Yeah, I will be here so you can hand me all your evidence and stuff.
Perfect.
I'll probably be working tomorrow, to be honest. I'm not sure yet, though. We'll see.
Cool. I'll be here working too. Every day, bro. Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening to me ramble about stupid shit that was so long ago.
It's not stupid, and it's not shit either. It's just catching up.
True. Long overdue. Long overdue.
True, and we can still hang out and talk about more stuff when my brain isn't mush.
That's fair. I got you. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, probably then.
Yeah, sounds good. I will
Okay.
be here.
Sick.
Or around, at least.
Perfect.
Yep.
Three 1042. That was so needed, bro. I'm glad we finally got to do that. Reyna was kind of awkward because she genuinely was like, damn, bro, I just saw this person for the first time in forever and I don't know how to act. T?
Oh, hi. Hey, hi.
What are you doing?
I'm waiting for an FTO.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you came on a night where everybody is asleep.
Yeah, go figure.
I mean, do you want to ride home? I'm leaving now.
That's okay. I just been sleeping here.
Okay. Sounds good. If you need anything, text me.
All right. And it's easier that way. If I get an FTO, I can just, I'm here. I'm 0 for 2.
What do you mean 0 for 2?
I'm 0 for 2. I haven't been able to get one yet.
Today? Or...
Oh, like in general. So one of these days, though. I think it's the timing.
Yeah. You honestly need to come around before Storm to actually latch onto one.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
One of these days. Well, what's new?
I just talked to Theo Quinn upstairs.
That
The cop that helped us when Eric tried to kidnap and torture us the day Oliver died.
I thought that was Jericho.
That was Jericho, but Theo's the one that gave us a ride from the marina. We were in her
Oh.
car. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever talked to her ever since then.
Thank you, Magic. Yeah. She kind of had to go deal with something in another city, so that's why.
Well, actually, I think she might have been the one that found the dead dog in my trunk.
Oh. That might have been her.
Yeah, that might have been her. Don't remember. I was trying to be a nice person. What can I say? I find a way to fuck everything up.
True.
Yeah. I'm just reviewing the documents and stuff anyways. On the off chance somebody comes around.
Okay. If you find an FTO, maybe I'll clock on with you for a little while and ride around in another car. Hey, Tame.
All right. Actually, I just had a message pop up here saying somebody's gonna be around in like 10 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Who is it?
Yeah. Charles.
Fucking love Charles. You'll never understand a word he's saying.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll see.
Oh, God. Hopefully it's not like the other Charles. He's not gonna make me pet his pig, is he?
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
okay. That felt dirty.
No.
And what do you expect me to feel when somebody comes up and says, "Do you want to pet my pig?" He's lucky I didn't knock his teeth in.
You ask people if they want to see your whale.
That's different.
It's not that different. It's not that different.
It's different.
No. Nope.
Don't argue with me. The hell.
You know how much I almost say love you to...
What was this look about anyways? Is he trying to be MC Hammer?
What the fuck does that mean?
Hey, over there, Hammer time. Yeah, those pants.
It's been a hot minute since I've watched, let alone listened to some T family gameplay roleplay. True, same. I might actually need to go home.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, I mean, if you're around tomorrow, I'll be around on duty, so.
Maybe we'll see what happens today, I guess, if I don't get fired.
Why would you get fired?
I don't know, because I shoot some asshole
Yeah.
excessively and then tell them that they don't mean shit. People seem to not like that. I don't know why.
Yeah, not really, nah.
Well, they can go fuck themselves. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. That's fair.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mhm. The house on fire or something.
No, I pulled a 10-hour shift yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and now I'm about to pull another 6-hour one today. And I am very tired, and everyone's kind of taking an LOA, and I'm gonna be the only one around for a while, and I'm just taking the rest of the night off so that I'm prepared for the weekend that everyone will be gone.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he's rest up.
Yeah. And I also have a girlfriend at home that I really want to go snuggle, so.
Yeah, that's fair, too.
So I'm gonna go do that and take a night for myself after having a really deep in-depth talk with Theo that I really needed to have, but it also drained the shit out of me because I had to talk about everything that she missed between Tyler kidnapping me and Dad dying and etc. etc.
She didn't know about any of that?
She was kind of in and out of the city at that time, and then she was dealing with her own case out of town, and she kind of missed a lot after Oliver died.
I see.
So
I see.
yeah, I had to fill her in on a lot, and now I'm gonna go home and think about how far I've come because I just had to explain that to her, and I walked in there in a trooper uniform, and she looked me up and down. She's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm a cop now. It's kind of crazy."
Well, so, you keep up the good work.
I hope so. People have told me that I'm actually pretty good for someone who's brand new, so.
Yeah, you don't give yourself enough credit.
That depends.
And what's diapers have to do with anything?
No, not depends diapers. I'm just saying it depends on what day happened and what scenario just went down.
Oh, and fuck all that. It's either he is or he isn't.
Yeah, there's some situations I have no experience handling, so.
So?
So I need guidance a little bit on it, and that makes me feel a little incompetent.
Okay, so I guess I guess everyone's incompetent. Yeah, it's kind of true, actually.
True.
Yeah, so we can all be incompetent together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck smart people.
True.
Too smart for their own good.
Also true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to bed. If you're on tomorrow, text me or go on duty, I guess, and I'll know that you're around. But
I figured you were already in bed.
no, I have been dealing with some stuff today, so One of my, you know, Blasco, you met him a little bit?
I think so. I think I told him to go fuck himself.
You did. He resigned today to...
Well, he can go fuck himself.
Yeah, he resigned today to, kind of... He's been a cop for a very long time, and he kind of wanted to live life on the edge, so to speak.
What, he go up and live on Joliet or something?
No, I don't really know exactly what he's doing, but I think he just wants to... like, give himself more of a life than just answering call after call after call. Which I understand where he's coming from, but I'm gonna miss him like a fucking...
I guess.
Yeah.
I hope he has fun with his Aerosmith.
Okay. T, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, you get rest.
Yeah, text me if you need me. Email me if you need me. I will be around for a little while, laying in bed on my phone, watching TikToks.
Jeez.
So if you need me, I will be around. If you have questions, let me know. You can tell Charles that Reyna says he's a little bitch, and...
Right, Reyna says go fuck yourself.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I got you.
But the minute that you realize what I'm talking about, he's very Scottish and his accent's very thick, so not many people can understand what he's saying.
Oh god, here we go again.
But I'll see you later. Okay, T?
Yeah, alright, you have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Love ya.
Yeah, I love you.